Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Eileen Kylie and today I will be creating 4 pieces of art from photos I took when I went on a visit to Coy Pond Gardens, which is in the borough of Poole, although it's right on the border with Bournemouth, so it's not too far into Poole. I actually thought it was in Bournemouth still. It's part of the Bournemouth Gardens. It's right at the top end. If you walk through the Bournemouth Gardens all the way down, you can get to the beach. Coy Pond was created in around 1888. At the same time the railway embankment was constructed behind it. It's a lovely pond. There's loads of wildlife. They've made it really nice to take the kids. You can sort of stroll around it. There's lots of different ducks and birds. Lovely place. So I took some photos. I picked 4 of them, as you can see here. And I thought, right, got home, let's start painting 4 at once. So first thing, a quick sketch. This was the trees. This was in the gardens, Coy Pond Gardens, and there's this bright red bridge that goes across the stream. Lots of weeping willow trees. So I did a quick sketch just to get in the lines. Moved on to the second one, which is of a couple of birds and a duck, right by the pond. So I quite like drawing birds actually, not too difficult. So I did a quick sketch of those. I had so many pictures of all the different ducks and birds. A lot of them were just sleeping. And Pippi, my dog, she's pretty good actually with ducks. She just sort of stands there and watches them. She doesn't want to frighten them or anything, get too involved. I think she might be a bit scared. But yeah, she'll just happily just watch them. So here I've created the 3 birds. I'm just putting in what I want to put in. You know, you don't have to put in too much detail. I've gone in really close on the birds. If I had done the whole photo, they would have been too small. The next one is the bug hotel. So all the way around the pond, there's loads of wildlife. And they've got this bug hotel, which I know is really popular with children, and they kind of make all these little compartments and all the bugs can move in and live in there. So I thought that might be a nice thing. And then last picture, so many amazing plants, and this time of year everything is coming into bloom. I got to confess, I'm not really a gardener. I don't really know what all the plants are called, but I do love, you know, flowers, anything like that. So let's start painting, getting some colour down. So I'm using my watercolours to start with, and I thought I'll just work over all 4 of them. They were all sort of similar colours, the pictures, all from the same day. So started off with greens. In my mind, I'm thinking I don't want this whole thing to be too green, but it's difficult because there's a lot of green going on. So yeah, just started off with some lights and then filling in some dark areas, just trying to get different tones. Again, very loose with the picture of the flowers by the fence. Just trying to get in some lights and darks. Trying to leave some white space though, so if I need to get some nice light colours in later, I'm not going to be painting over the top of the darks. This is the bug hotel. It's very dark in the background. So again, all the same colours, just working across all 4 of them so they all tie together nicely. And getting a little bit of detail there in the bug hotel. Obviously I have speeded up this video, otherwise it would have probably gone on for about an hour or so. but hopefully I haven't speeded it up too fast, so you can sort of follow along how I created it. So once it's dried, I let it dry for about 20 minutes, had a quick cup of tea. I've come back to it, and then next layer over the top, just getting in some more detail, starting on the trees. So I do love painting trees, but sometimes it's tricky. So I'm just trying to keep it really loose, just getting in different branch shapes. This was a weeping willow tree, so just trying to get the general shapes of the branches in. There's the second tree there. There was a lot more going on in the photos, but I think you just have to kind of just pick and choose. You know, you can leave stuff out, otherwise it would just be far too fussy. So I'm carrying on with these trees. Hopefully they're looking a little bit realistic. Trying to get in a few smaller branches with a lighter shade. If you do everything too dark, if some smaller things, definitely much lighter. Working on some darker tones in the grass. So I think it's all about tonal value, lights and darks in a painting. Just make it pop more. So really emphasizing that. And it's carrying on. Everything was very green, so you know it's light and dark greens, but I think later on I definitely introduce some more colour, some blues and purples into the grass. So behind the trees there was a fence, there were houses, but I haven't really included them. I've just sort of made an impression that something's there. Otherwise it'd just be too complicated with the tree. So moving on to the picture underneath, the painting underneath, this was the ducks and the birds. So there was the pond behind, so I'm just trying to get some reflections of the water there. Obviously all the reflections were mainly green because there was a huge tree, willow, hanging over the top. So I'm just going to do that to start with, and then I can just sort of work on the bird details. So I love painting birds. They're really easy. They're probably the easiest creature, I think, to paint. So they're starting with some rocks, so at the side of the pond, which also had a bit of brown in. So yeah, when I'm picking a colour, I'm kind of looking to see what else in the painting is that colour. So adding to lots of it of the painting. So let that dry a bit, move on to the next one. It's the Bug Hotel, so there were some sticks sticking out. And now just moving on to the one above, trying to get some darks in, give it a bit of contrast. It's quite difficult to paint individual leaves, so it's quite an impressionistic painting, just using colours and lights and darks. So this was a couple of weeks ago actually. I imagine if I went back now there would be even more blossom and flowers and colour, as everything's just suddenly all come out, all the plants. Little bit of warm weather finally, which is nice. It wasn't even that sunny the day I went. It was just a shame. I imagine in the sunshine everything is just much more vibrant. So this is this little bug hotel. I'm not going to put too much detail in, just an impression of it, lights and darks. going back to the birds, more detail. That's dried now, so I'll do a bit more of the top. Just seeing what other colours tie in. I'm going back up to the flowers. I'm like, right, let's get some colour in on the light areas so I don't go over too much. And then I can't put some nice bright colours in because they'll, if I put them on top of the dark blues I've used, they just won't stand out at all. And it was a beautiful orangey red colour, so I've tried to capture that. As you can see, I'm kind of going over the darker bits at the top, and yeah, it's coming out much darker, but that's fine because there was a bit of shade, so that's fine. And then there was this little picket fence. It's quite sweet. Yeah, it was kind of like a woody colour, so just putting that detail in. Right, I think I'm just going to put a bit of music on and you can follow the rest, see how it goes, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so I've started picking out some of the colours with my colour pencils. These are the Derwent Inktense pencils that have really vibrant colours. If you add water to them, they go almost like watercolour, but a bit more creamy, and it really makes the colour vibrant if you do add water. So I thought I'm just going to work over the top of the watercolour, get a bit more depth and detail in with the pencils, which I think worked really well. As you can see, I didn't record a little bit of the video earlier, so it has skipped forward a bit, but over all the paintings I was just using crayon colour pencil just to get a bit more definition and detail. Okay, I think that's about finished now, so I'm just going to peel the tape off, which is always very satisfying to get a nice sharp, well, not quite sharp, but a nice straight edge. I quite like it if there's a little bit of paint kind of seeping through. It kind of looks nice. So as you can see, I'm going to take this off. So I painted these on 2 pieces of A4 to make up an A3. So each of these images are around, well, I guess they're a small A5. But there we are, the 4 of them, they all go together. This is them close up, lit nicely. As you can see, I may even make a print or 2 of them. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed following my artwork today. I really enjoyed it. It's something I really want to try and do more of. Just local paintings of different places I've taken photos of. And I hope you have a fantastic day or evening, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.